up? Welcome to Laura Kane After Dark. How you doing? Thank you for watching on YouTube if you are. Thank you for watching on Instagram if you are.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening on Tuesday when we officially drop this episode for everybody to listen to.
Drop it like it's hot.
What are you doing? That's Erik Rimmer, my co-host, and he loves playing with Instagram. But the only way we can get all of this in the picture is by putting my phone up on the refrigerator, and he can't reach it from where he's sitting.
I can't.
So he keeps getting up.
Yeah, but we have it's up there because we have guests tonight.
I know. We're very
so excited
about Dave and Jeff from the Dave and Jeff show. They were doing a podcast before anybody even really knew what a podcast was. And they were doing it in Dave's garage. I was a guest one time.
Yes.
It was really, really cool. They're awesome guys. If you don't know Dave and Jeff, which you probably do, but if you don't, you're going to love them big time. I have a product review for you, ladies. If you like to curl your hair, you're going to love this product. And I am excited to hear about your host chat because you were about to tell me, but then I said, don't talk.
You and I don't talk anymore.
I know we can't because I don't want you. I would like to have an honest reaction to what you're telling me.
So depressing.
So otherwise I'd have to fake it. And I'm not good at faking it.
No, you're not.
I'm not at all. I'm a bad liar. Let's talk about our sponsors. Guess who came back?
Sweetums
Wipes.
So excited.
We love Sweetums Wipes. They are wipes for down there. And not only do they smell good and come in all these different flavors.
They taste good too.
They're flavored. They're flavored so you can taste
they are.
what is going on down there. I went through so many boxes of these Sweetums Wipes. They not for the reason you think of.
Oh.
Not for the reason you think. Although it's really good if you're, going to get busy.
Is.
But if you just want to freshen up, nothing feels better than these Sweetums Wipes. Like in between showers, like what if you have to go out to dinner, you don't have time to take a shower, just take a Sweetums wipe, boop, you are fresh as can be.
True.
So they have mango and they have pina colada.
Cinnamon roll.
Oh, the cinnamon roll is so good. Mm-hmm. Guys love that one. It tastes so sweet. And you can order mojito,
watermelon,
pina colada.
Yep.
And they also have peach, not flavored, but it smells really good.
Smells so good.
For all your wipes needs, go to sweetumswipes.com, invented by Dr. Alisa Brady. Alisa Brady is a doctor, and she made sure that this is all pH balanced and good for you and not a problem. And they are fantastic. So sweetumswipes.com. You can also get them on Amazon, and I believe you can get them at urbanoutfitters.com too. So there's lots and lots of places to get Sweetums Wipes. Okay, thank you for coming back on the show. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, what's up? How are you? Our guests are here early. Just pet the dog so he stops barking. He just wants attention. This is so professional. I can't even get over it. Oh, my God.
Do you want me to just leave and just run around the yard and then come back?
If you take the dog with you, yes. He's driving me crazy. God, this dog, the barking, I can't. With the other dog that's in the patio.
It's literally like old McDonald's farm around here.
Now he's running around the entire living room. Why?
Oh my God.
Get him his treats and I'll start the Baja Coast Realty commercial, okay?
I think he's settled down now. I don't know where he is.
I know. I just saw him run past.
Oh, he's right
there. Not that bone. There's a
Jeff
different one. He doesn't like the bones. He likes, those.
Uncle Jeff just handled the situation.
Thank you for handling it. I'm sure Baja Coast Realty appreciates a dog-free commercial, a bark-free commercial.
It's just a pet-friendly property.
That's right. And it is. So Baja Coast Realty has two properties down in South Rosarito, which is, they say it's like the Beverly Hills of Mexico because it's very quaint. It's nice. It's quiet. There's a mountain in the back. There's ocean in the front. It's so cool. One of them is called Mission Viejo Sur. Mm-hmm. And that's the one that's more modern, 3 buildings.
It's the one I like.
Oh, it's...
Yeah.
Okay, I showed my friend, and she's going to bring back her friend. They're all going to go in together and buy one at Mission Viejo Sur.
Oh,
she was so blown away because every single unit has a view of the ocean, and it's vast.
Beautiful.
you can see so far. It's so beautiful. And like they have dog trails so you can walk around the property on this special little path. And it's landscaped beautifully. It's very much guarded and gated. There's going to be a gym in the front. They're not quite done building the third building. So get on it because prices there start at $249.
You know what? You and I should go in and buy one, and then you could walk me around on the dog path with a collar on.
Don't say that because I will take you up on that offer.
See, there we go.
I want to buy one so bad.
It'll be our little love den.
It'll be our little love nest, our weekend love nest. And then they have another property about 5 minutes away, and it's called the Pyramid at Plaza Del Mar. And this is a community there's what used to be a hotel right on the water. They made them into condominiums.
Yep.
And those start at $169 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, but your view is of the ocean and you're never going to lose that view.
And it's got the expanded balconies.
It really has a giant balcony and all the appliances are included, including the refrigerator and the washer dryer. It's just, you need to go down and see these properties. It's easy to get to. Just take the main road. It kind of goes around Tijuana, down past Playas. It's a toll road, so it's a good road. It's not bumpy or anything. It just looks like kind of like a highway. And you just go down to South Rosarito. You can check out both those properties. The salespeople are super nice. They speak English.
Yes.
So no problems there. Really, really, I think if you have some extra money and you're thinking about real estate, this would be a great start.
And it's an unobstructed view, and nobody will be building in front of it because it's just water.
Perfect rental property too. That's BajaCoastRealty.com if you want to look at more pictures and stuff.
Or DM us and we can give you the information.
Definitely. I'll take you down there. I will take you down there. If you ask me to, I will. I'm that passionate about these places.
You really are. We both are.
I know. Erik will come too.
I'll come too.
If he's not busy on his days off, which he usually is, not going to lie. It's hard to get in on those Thursdays and Fridays. Hard to get a little bit of time. But if we do it far enough out, he'll come too.
I will.
Okay, so my host chat. I'm super excited because I found something that actually curls my hair, keeps it curled, and it looks really great, and it's easy to use, and it doesn't have a cord.
And it's not a tin can.
It's not a tin can.
I still thought that was the best. Eco-friendly.
Right, totally.
I thought it was going to work. It didn't really work. It worked online. I saw it on TikTok.
The fact that you didn't wash it out before you did it was my favorite thing ever.
I was panicked. It was showtime, and I didn't have time. I just emptied out the can.
Should have tried it with a Red Bull can.
I know, then my hair would be really sticky.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so, you've heard of air wraps. Have you heard of the Dyson air wrap?
I have not.
Okay, if you get an air wrap, I think they're like $700. Okay. And Dyson blow dryer is like $400.
For a blow dryer?
For a blow dryer and a curling iron, basically is what it is, but it's not.
Can you use it as a leaf blower too, like in front of your house?
I don't know, but you should be able to. It's ridiculous.
For $400.
It's like the gold standard for blow dryer products.
Right. But who has that kind of money, right? So then I was thinking about getting, there's a product that kind of looks like a tulip. And it has a cord. It's a curling iron. You put your hair into it, and it like curls it up, sucks it down in. Well, that was $74. I'm not going to spend $74.
That just sounds dangerous. Anything that sucks it down inside. Oh boy.
So I found this product. It was $29. Okay. It was the cheapest one I found on Amazon.
Okay.
It looks like this. It looks like a cylinder.
It looks like a dildo.
It does not.
Or a coffee mug.
It's just like, it looks like a tall can of something. Okay. So I turn it on. And with the little thing, you can go up in heat. You can go down. You wait till you can go left or right. But you just read the directions.
You
but
sound
watch.
like you're describing a sex toy.
I know it does.
Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how it works. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get it, oh my God. And look, no cord. I know it's hot, Erik. It gets hot. It's hot. It's a curling iron.
Okay.
But look, no cord.
It's hot
Woo! You can just like...
Would you keep that away from my face?
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to try to get a piece that's not really... So you just get a little, like a little piece.
This could be...
And you kind of twirl it like that.
This could be podcast gold or...
You stick it in the thing, like the opening.
Okay.
And you push start. It sucks it into the chamber.
What if it doesn't let go?
Oh my God.
Okay.
If it rips your hair out at the root.
Listen, it beeps. It'll beep 12 times because that's what I set it to. Do you hear it beeping?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now watch.
Wow.
Sex toys.
Is it
these
curled?
days.
Yeah. Could I use that on my chest hair?
I'm not going to talk about your chest hair.
You probably use that on a lot of hair.
But look, it's so cool. I did my whole head with this,
It looks
and I
very
did
nice.
it. I did it on Saturday night. I haven't washed my hair since Friday.
Wow.
I know, a lot of dry shampoo up in here.
Yeah.
But
it looks very Farrah Fawcett.
It stayed. It stayed the whole time, and so I love this thing. It's $29. Just I think I'll put it on our Amazon store. I haven't done it yet, but I will.
Yeah, I think you should.
And it's really cool, and it's so easy to use once you learn how to use it. So
You have to put lube in it or something?
you don't have to put anything in it. Stop
Okay.
being nasty.
You know what?
What?
I think
This
for
is
the
what it
first
looks like.
for the first time ever, I am not the one that said something nasty.
I know, it's our son. What are
Wow.
you teaching him?
Sorry.
Bravo.
Look at what you're doing.
Finally rubbing off.
Look at what you're doing. I know he is rubbing off on you. That I don't like that.
I do.
Okay, what is your host chat, mister?
Could you hear my screams on Saturday night?
No, why? What happened?
It was either Friday or Saturday. I was getting ready for bed.
Oh,
and
God.
I was sitting on the edge of my bed, and I don't know what I was doing, but I had my hand on my nightstand, and I see out of the corner of my eye something fall, and I thought, oh, it's just a piece of dust or whatever. It was not. It was a spider, and I flailed, and it ran up into my arm hair.
Oh, no.
I was screaming so loud. Again.
How on earth do spiders get in your place? I don't see spiders hardly at all in here, and I'm next to like a canyon back here. You are in an apartment with no like greenery anywhere. How do they get inside? How?
I don't know, but I am
You're
telling you.
carrying it in.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are, somehow.
It dropped from the ceiling.
Wow.
And
What time was it?
Like 10 or 10:30.
So you could have,
I was getting
security
ready.
could have been called.
Oh, probably. They probably thought
God.
somebody was being murdered.
So what happened? Did you kill it?
I don't know where it went.
Oh, so it's still in your room.
Is it still in your arm hair?
No, but it could be anywhere.
Does that make you nervous to sleep at night?
Yes, it does. Very nervous.
There was a spider building a beautiful web out near my garage, and it was about the size of a quarter. And I thought about you, and I let
throw
him
up.
live. I wasn't going to kill him
Why?
because he was doing what nature is, what he's supposed to be doing.
No. Spiders are not allowed to do
beautiful.
that.
I'm going to petition they remake Acrophobia with, what's his face, Jeff Daniels, and they cast you in it.
Oh, no.
I would pay money for that movie.
That would be the
Is that what it's
fastest
called?
movie ever made.
Acrophobia? The one where the spider comes back from like Africa or something,
Yeah.
and it turns into like this, it terrorizes the entire
It
town.
was horrifying.
Is it
Falls in the-
giant, like a big giant spider?
No, there's just
No, not
thousands
giant.
of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay,
he falls
yeah.
in the basement, fights them off with a hair.
Why are you on
hairspray.
board with this?
What? Wait, a remake of that movie?
Yeah.
Why not? They remake
Starring
everything
me?
else.
It's a great movie too.
Is it really?
Oh, it's a really good
I don't
movie.
really remember it. I remember David Arquette, right?
No, that was
that's Eight-Legged Freaks.
yeah, Eight-Legged
Oh,
Freaks.
maybe that's the one I'm
That's
thinking
not
about.
a good movie.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is Jeff Daniels from like 81 or something.
Yeah, that movie was so crazy.
Was
That's
it-
the one I was telling you about, where my friends took me and literally held me into a chair and made me watch it.
So it's serious.
Oh, yeah.
There's no comedy involved in
Oh
it.
no,
I
there's
mean,
a little
like-
bit of comedy.
I mean, yeah, it's not like a horror movie, but it is a freaky movie.
but it plays on all
very
your
good.
fears, like a spider underneath the toilet seat while you're going to the bathroom, like one in
course.
the shower.
Right?
Yeah,
It's very good, yeah.
not a fan.
Come on back and do your daily dirt. Let's play his little music. And I'm excited to hear about what's going on. Because I get all my dirt from you because I don't have cable anymore. So all I do is watch 90 Day Fiance, and that's about it. That's all I got. So
That's
tell me
right.
what's happening.
I will tell you.
And then Dave and Jeff are going to come up.
They are, and I'm very
We're going
excited.
to squeeze behind
They're
this
awesome.
table somehow.
We are. We'll be too close for comfort, but
That's-
I'm very comfortable.
I'm comfortable with that.
I hope they are,
Yeah.
because they're going to be basically sitting in my lap.
Yeah.
You guys okay with that?
All right, what's up? Because you know what? You know who's going to join you at the end of your Daily Dirt?
Who?
Dave.
Yes.
He has some stories. He has a story about Denzel Washington and a story about who else? Tom Cruise, of course. We got to hear this.
I'm sure there are so many stories.
I'm
about
sure Tom
Cruise.
Cruise was probably obsessed with your massive guns.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God, his arms are so big.
They are so. I was like, oh, it's a California redwood.
I've never
Yeah.
seen him with a
I've
short
never
sleeve
seen
shirt on.
arms that big.
Why don't you flaunt those more often? But anyway, let's concentrate.
If I had arms like yours, I would just wear sleeveless shirts anywhere.
I'd be that topless guy.
I would literally not wear clothes.
I'd be shirtless, man.
I'd be in Ralph's like grocery shopping with just no shirt on.
Right.
Asking people to thump my melons, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So Coolio's dead.
I know. He wasn't that old.
59, and he died on the anniversary of Gangster's Paradise.
Really?
Which I love that song. I love that movie too.
Same.
Yeah.
Do we know what he died from?
Not yet.
Okay.
Have you heard anything?
No, I don't think they've released anything yet.
Yeah, they
but
haven't. I haven't.
Is it
seen
suspicious?
I don't
No,
think
he
there's
died at
any-
home.
Yeah, I don't think there's any investigation of foul play at the moment. But
Okay.
I mean, it's a pretty crazy coincidence. He died on the anniversary of like Gangster's Paradise. Too,
I know.
his biggest hit.
Right?
Yeah.
That song holds up.
Oh yeah, it's a great song.
I am so excited.
About?
You have no
Oh, God. It's about
idea.
one of his songstresses, probably.
Well, kind of.
Uh-oh.
She was a songstress a while ago and then an actress and then kind of fell from grace. And now she's back. Lindsay Lohan, November 10th, Netflix, Falling for Christmas. I can't wait.
Are you into those like Hallmark Christmas
No, I'm
movies?
not, but I
'Cause
will see
I'm
her
not.
in anything. I love Lindsay Lohan.
So it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie, basically.
Probably.
It sounds like it.
Hasn't she tried to make a comeback like 3 times? Like last time she tried to make a comeback, she got like called out because she was trying to steal someone's kid from them or something.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
She did that
Yeah.
movie called The Canyons, that Paul Schrader movie.
Oh,
And
Remember she had that reality show on MTV too?
Yeah.
In Greece. She had a bunch of people that lived in a house in Greece and they went to the clubs
like
and
Camp Lindsay Lohan or
Something
whatever that
weird.
was. It was like a hotel or whatever.
something like that.
Yeah.
She was so skinny. Oh my God.
I know. Okay. So did you watch Dahmer, right?
I started to and I got bored.
Okay. It was creepy. It's good.
So I should stick with it.
Yes. On that note, his prison glasses are on sale. You all can own it. Start the bidding now. It's $150,000 for a pair of glasses that a serial killer wore.
I would buy those.
Yeah,
honestly.
look,
That's
if-
so cool.
No,
If you
he
are-
ate people. That's gross.
But a lot of people collect serial killer stuff.
I don't even eat red meat.
Like the letters from that clown guy. Remember that clown serial killer guy? John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I saw somebody I knew or some museum. There was a museum downtown called the Museum of Death.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had a letter from John Wayne Gacy,
Yeah.
like original. It was
So
kind of
did you-
cool.
Did you ever see the movie Gacy? It was so creepy.
Oh my God, they're all creepy. Those guys are
The movies are so good though, like Zodiac by what's
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
David
Yeah, that was
Fincher?
really
the
good.
Zodiac
Amazing
Killer.
movie. There's
That was a great.
there's an active serial killer in Stockton right now too.
There is.
Yeah, I just had.
What do they call him?
I don't know if he has a name yet, besides maybe the Stockton Killer.
Wait.
but he's at 5 kills right now.
Stockton, California?
Yeah, he's a active
Yike.
serial killer.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh God.
first in a while.
Hide
Yeah.
everything. Well, you can, in case you're interested, I don't know who would be interested, but apparently Brian is. So Brian,
That is history.
Yeah.
it's on a site called Cult Collectibles. It's a Canadian-based site where you can buy items from serial killers, cult leaders, and other high-profile criminals.
go
I'm
there.
looking it
Go.
up right now.
It's
Cult collections.
also in addition to the. Are you going on right now?
He is.
Yeah.
Well,
You want me to get you something?
no, please, thank you. It's the site also has Dahmer's prison Bible. What?
Who knew?
He cracked open a Bible in prison.
Too
Great.
little, too late.
I know. Documents and family photos.
Okay.
Gross. The glasses aren't listed on the site, but those interested in purchasing can contact Cult Collectibles.
Some of the stuff on here is
Directly.
interesting.
Ugh.
They've got Jeffrey Dahmer's tax return and W-2 slip.
Oh my God. Oh, that'd be interesting.
His confession, Lionel Dahmer's personal copy. a school project he did where he looks like painted the nativity scene. A lot of randoms. They have his Bible. It's $10,000.
Wow.
His psych report.
Ooh.
Well, I can already tell you what that
wow.
His TV request documents.
His STD request?
No, his TV request documents.
I want to know what he wants to watch. I'm interested in this.
God.
That might be his TV appearance documents. I'm not sure.
Oh.
God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is right up our alley.
What?
Lil Nas X had to delay a show to take a poop break.
That is very on brand for Lil Nas X.
He later tweeted that he was, and I quote, dropping demons into the toilet.
He said that.
That's what I'm going to call it now.
So he just stopped his whole entire show. He told the audience that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, okay.
Well, you got to go. You got to go.
I guess so. Britney Spears' mother apologized to her.
How? Via
Well, you know how
online?
she's been on her world tour about just ripping her family to shreds.
Yeah.
Which the mom replied, I apologize for anything and everything that's hurt you.
She should talk to her mom again. They should
It's
make.
very non-specific,
Yeah.
which probably means that she's not really sure what she's upset at.
Britney has
Right.
not replied.
Did you see her latest Instagram post?
Is she clothed?
Yes,
But
somewhat.
she's twirling around in the
Yes,
house
and
again.
she just doesn't look good.
No.
She's not well.
I can't wait for the documentary that gets made about her. 10 years from now.
I know.
That'll be a very an expose, especially after her death. They do a biopic. I mean, that's a little gruesome, but that will be a fascinating.
Like, what is really going on?
How long do you give that marriage?
I mean, if it even really is a marriage, it seems like he might be just one of her people.
I'm wondering if she's like medicated.
I'm a little worried because
She has
behind
to
the
be.
eyes, it is dead.
I know.
Like there's nothing going
Nothing
on
wrong
back
with
there.
being medicated.
Oh, of course not.
Nothing
but
wrong, but it seems as if
It's one of those almost like what came first, the chicken or the egg. Is she like just really like I guess reveling in her freedom, or is this the reason that she was put in?
right.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It is.
Poor
It's
Brady.
sad. I hope, I have 2 movies that I saw this weekend.
Okay.
Friday, I watched Hocus Pocus 2,
Oh,
and I thought it was
do you
really
think?
cute.
is it for kids?
It's for adults too. Yeah,
Is it a
it was.
Disney thing?
Yeah.
It's on
Okay.
Disney Plus.
And let me tell you, I watched the making of it, like the little behind the scenes thing. Bette Midler they all look really good. Kathy and Jimmy looks great. And Bette Midler looks so good.
She does, yeah.
She looks
Good.
amazing. And
Good
Sarah
plastic
Jessica Parker-
surgery.
Yeah, she looks amazing. So it was really cute. If you have kids, they'll love it. It was really cute. Then I watched the very controversial NC-17, or it got an 18 plus review, Ana de Armas in Blonde. It was the biopic kind of the inner turmoil of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, and
Let me say this. She was amazing. She embodied Marilyn Monroe. She looked just like her. The wardrobe and the costuming and the way the movie was shot was well done. The movie itself was a mess.
really, darn.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It
Is it?
was.
Yeah.
I don't think she was ever happy. It's very depressing. And there was a couple things that, if anybody's watched, it's not really a spoiler alert because it didn't happen in her real life, at least not that anybody knows about. But she was good friends with Charlie Chaplin's son, and he was friends with, I forget who else's son. In this movie, kind of portrayed them as lovers, and she had like a throuple with them, and then got pregnant.
She dated both of them individually.
Yeah,
but
she
never at
dated
the
them
same
both.
time.
She was
But-
pregnant.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
she
that's
did
what
get- that is documented about her though. She
Yeah.
had several abortions, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but then the abortion scenes were just horrific.
Oh no,
Like,
they didn't need to do that.
no. And I thought, when I saw it, I thought this had to have been directed by a man.
Oh yeah.
There's no way
Yeah,
a
that's a
woman
good
would have,
point.
because the whole movie was kind of like she was being abused. And, if you know Marilyn Monroe's story, she did do the casting couch thing to get ahead.
Yeah, that's
And
not a secret.
Anybody that knew her said that. Shelley Winters was her roommate at one point in time. And even she said that if you want to read a really good book about Marilyn Monroe, it's called Metamorphosis, and it's really, really good. And it's kind of got insight from people that knew her.
Why was the movie a mess?
It was just, it jumped all over, and it was very disturbingly graphic. I didn't particularly, I liked Julianne Nicholson as her mother, but I didn't like the movie as a whole. I just thought it portrayed her as a victim, and I think she was very calculated. I think she knew exactly what she was doing to become successful, and I just thought it was very depressing. But I did think Ana de Armas was amazing in it. And then they said, who the director was, and I thought, I don't think I've ever heard of him. He's done quite a few movies, but have you ever heard of him? I don't know a single movie he's done.
I think he does mostly foreign films. I think.
Yeah, that seemed to be what they were.
I think also something people sometimes miss is that this is not supposed to be exactly Marilyn Monroe. It's a somewhat fictional version of her, and I think it's supposed to be kind of how Marilyn would have viewed her life in retrospect.
Yeah,
parts. It does definitely. I mean, she was a very empowering figure, and this is the exact opposite.
Right.
I thought it was definitely well shot and well made.
Yeah.
I actually think the beginning is very good.
Yeah.
Her as a child is super good.
Yeah, it was really good.
The editing was awful.
Yeah.
It's free. It's weird. That's really what it is. It's really weird.
Are we ready for our special correspondent?
We sure are.
Okay, Dave, you're up first, and then we'll introduce you both. But we got to hear in the Daily Dirt 2 stories. That's okay. It goes out all the time. Don't worry. It's probably broken. It's like, no, never mind. Don't worry about it. Oh my God. Look at you. You're so giant. You come in here and break everything. Here you go.
Fine. Break the light that doesn't give me an at-risk chin.
Okay. So this is Dave from the Dave and Jeff show, which we will get to in a minute. Jeff is here too. But when we were talking before the show started, he's like, oh, yeah, Denzel Washington and I were friends. I'm like, what? Okay, so tell the story about Denzel.
Okay, I got two stories touching fame. Okay, so when I covered the Lakers for a number of years, when I first started out broadcasting, this was around 94. Am I not close enough?
Yeah, our mics aren't very good.
It's all right, I'll hold it up. So Denzel Washington would, obviously leave at the same entrance where the players and all the other stars would leave, the entrance and exit. And he starts talking to him about Fordham, and we were talking about
because Denzel is a famous Fordham where Evan goes,
famous alum, and we're talking about basketball in Fordham, and all of a sudden, in my head, I'm talking to Denzel Washington, like it's clicking in, like this is a major star, and I could feel somebody like where Erik is on my back, like trying to get into our conversation, but I'm like, I'm gonna hold this conversation as long as I can, and I kept boxing them out as they're trying to go around. I kept doing it. Well, this went on for about 5 minutes, and finally. Put a hand on my shoulder, and I hear, honey, if I had his attention, I wouldn't let it go either. It was Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, my God.
I was sitting there blocking Whoopi Goldberg out the whole time. And
wow.
So I felt like an idiot. But so Denzel and I became friends after that, and his family. We'd see him for a number of years, and always the hugs, and like we're like
friends. Like what? Friends like what? Like
hey,
did you have his phone number kind of friends, or just?
No, just every time we saw each other, the wife, the kids, everyone, big hug.
Oh, my God.
And so that was always kind of cool. My wife was never a starstruck person, so I had a little kid at the time at home who was colicky, and she said, "Where are you?" "I'm with Denzel Washington." "I don't care who you're with. When are you coming home? The baby's crying." And I just thought it was cool as hell. And so one day, it was a Sunday afternoon game. Knicks Lakers are playing, and Tom Cruise is there with Nicole Kidman. And Tom Cruise walks through the door, and he's seen my face a bunch of times because he's been at Laker games, but he's one of those probably like all of us who see people that we recognize the face, but we don't know who they are, but we think we should, acknowledge them.
Yes.
And he comes up, and I think he's had a couple drinks, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Oh,
and he grabs my hand, and he won't let go of my hand, and we're talking, and all the media people are looking like, "How's this guy know Tom Cruise?" And I'm going to hold him here as long as I possibly can. And it lasted for about 30 minutes, and he's telling me we're going to London, and we're filming this movie called Eyes Wide Shut, the Stanley Kubrick film, and when we get back, we got to make sure that we all hook up together. And she's looking at me the whole time like, "We don't fucking know you." I don't know. Can I cuss?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes.
"We don't know you. Let my husband go." And him and I are talking like, couldn't believe he hugged me like 10 times.
Oh, my God.
And then, boom, it was over. And everyone else was, once they left, how did these guys know each other? How do you know Tom Cruise? I go, I've never met him till right
That
now.
is
But I BS my way into a 30-minute conversation, and the whole time she's dead looking me through the back of my brain like, I hate your guts. Like, we're going to be stuck in traffic. He doesn't know who you are. He thinks he knows you. Just let him go.
What kind of vibe did you get from him? Like,
It's cool as hell, but
really?
he didn't know who I was. I mean, he thought I was, one of the Estevez.
So he's a great guy. Did you get any kind of gay vibe from him at all?
No,
because people always say that he's gay.
They say that, and I think I'm usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay.
I didn't.
You should probably flex in front of him. That would probably.
Oh yeah, that would blow his mind.
That would probably seal the deal for everybody that had questions about it.
We should get Erik an audience so he can try to seduce him.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that would not. That would. I have no game. That would never work.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's bring your partner and Jeff. Come on down.
What's up, Jeff?
And then Brian, you have to give him back the mic because we only have 4 mics. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Here's your mic. It's coming.
All right.
Thank you for dealing with the dog. We appreciate
He's
it.
awesome.
He's kind of not right now. He's kind of not awesome.
I've given him about 95 treats.
Okay.
jacked up
Thank
later.
you.
Your house is gonna have landmines.
I
all
know.
over it.
I know. Okay, so this is Dave and Jeff from the Dave and Jeff show, which I think maybe 2 years ago I was on their show, which they recorded in Dave's garage.
Yep. Correct.
They had many guests, and then you guys have been doing it how long now?
We started in January 2017, right after the Chargers left. And
Wow.
it was one of those where I said to Jeff, let's go into podcasting. It was actually my son who said, Dad, radio is out. People don't listen that way anymore. People want to listen when it's convenient to them.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked me into it. He wasn't exactly ready to go for it, but when the Chargers left, he said, all right, let's do it. And my son was 100% right. I mean, we've gone from, whatever listeners we had in regular radio to over 3 million downloads. And,
What?
And it has been absolutely one of the best things we ever did. And it's more fun than we've ever had.
It is fun, huh? Because you can just talk and talk and talk, and there's no...
Do your thing, like you guys
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit at work on Tuesday. I was telling Dave, and your Twitter feed will come up. You're always yelling at Erik. Erik's talking to everybody on Instagram. I get nothing done. But you know what I love, Laura? I've told you this. The show, when you started this, you and I talked, Dave talked, you guys have always been so real. That's what this show is, right?
Yes.
And you take us, I texted you, right? When you
Yes.
were in Mexico and the
Yes.
pictures. And I was like, wow, it's so, I think a lot of radio people come in and dismiss a podcast
Yeah.
because they think it's below them.
Yes.
And you and Erik from day one have always come in and respected your audience and took all of us for the ride. And when we were watching everything that was going on, Antonio, am I right on that?
Yes.
And then you went to Mexico and it was like, whoa.
The cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we weren't ready for that.
I
Because
know.
you teased like, oh, something's coming up. And we're like, oh, she got engaged.
Oh, my God.
And then you see the phone, and I was like, whoa. And so when your show impacts me and Dave, as a couple of cynics, we're like, okay, you got something rolling. It's great.
Well, thank you. Well, back to your podcast. You guys, had you ever listened to a podcast before you start?
Never
before
have.
your son said, "Hey, let's do. You should do a
Really?
podcast."
Never listened to it.
So, how did you know what to do, and what formula
know.
did you follow?
We didn't even know how to upload it. We didn't.
Did you have people do that, or did
We
you
have
just
my
learn?
neighbor.
Yeah, Jeff's
Really?
Jeff's
Yeah, my neighbor.
From his garage.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he finally said, I can't do this anymore. And so we did it ourselves, and we have the same kind of equipment you guys have.
Yeah.
And we ended up buying better mics through the years
Mm-hmm.
and trying to make it a little bit more comfortable. But it's basically, like, him and I don't talk on the phone. Like, whatever we say, we sit there and we basically, whatever it comes through, like, I don't know about Jeff, but I forget there's a mic there. It's kind of like
Yeah.
therapy. It's one
Yeah.
of our phone calls, but I think
So
the best
true.
thing, it's kind of like therapy of what's gone through our lives. And
Yeah.
we both have had major things happen to us starting in 2018, and we've shared that with the audience.
Is that when your son passed?
My dad passed January 1st, 2018. He killed himself.
Oh,
On a New Year's Day, he took a gun, he shot himself.
Oh God!
And then that same day, that literally like almost within
The
seconds.
same day?
Hold on, within seconds, Jeff calls me and says, I'm getting divorced.
Oh,
And then a few months later, my son passes away too. So
and you're on the air throughout.
throughout, we shared with the audience with everything that was going on.
Well, I have to tell you, this is the weirdest connection about this show, is Dave mentioned it. I had been at his house on New Year's Eve with Jake, New Year's Eve 2017, we're talking about what's coming up in the future. Everything's great. In 2018, I'm like, I figure out, Laura, you know what that talk is. I'm getting a divorce. And Dave called and said, my dad just killed himself. And I said, I'm getting a divorce. Like, it literally, those two life-changing things happened. But this was the one in regards to Jake's death. My sons were born 10 weeks premature, and they went into the hospital. And my son, Jack, we were told, probably was going to pass away on October 30th, 2007, before he had even been born. And I had always done this thing. They were born November 2nd. And I had always said I had the worst day of my life and the best day of my life in the same week, because I almost lost Jack on October 30th. They were born November 2nd. October 27th, 2018, I'm sitting with Jack, and he said, Dad, why do you do this? She was wrong. Like, I'm here. I made it. Like, why do you put yourself through it? We did a show on October 29th, and I said, yeah, you know, October 30th has always been my worst day, but tomorrow's going to be Jack Appreciation Day. I'm taking Jack to dinner. We're going to celebrate. We're going to change the whole mode. I was driving to pick Jack up, and Dave's son called to say Jake passed away. And what had been the worst day of my life became the worst day of his life, October 30th.
What happened?
What happened was Jake was just turned 20 years old, and he was having panic attacks and stressing, and literally the last conversation we had was about him going to the doctor. And he said, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. And I said, okay. And during that day, while I was at work, one of his friends said, hey, take a Xanax pill. You take a Xanax pill to take the edge off, help you fall asleep. Well, I didn't know he had the Xanax pill or where he got it from. Well, someone Jake never met before delivered a Xanax pill to our house during the day, and that Xanax pill had fentanyl on it. Oh. And the fentanyl stopped his heart, and he died in his bed while he was playing video games. And, and that was it. And then, you know, my wife found him the next day, and it was brutal. I mean, it's still just a terrible moment. We miss him every day.
That's a parent's worst fear ever, and realized now.
Yeah. And he was a big kid. I mean, he wasn't. I'll tell people this. It was, you know, we went through with this a lot over the last few years, talking to experts. But Jake was 6'3", 280. He was just a massive guy. Like, he wanted to be a college football lineman, and there were only like 2 specks of salt on that, the equivalent of that on that pill. And so if it could kill a person the size of Jake,
2 specks of salt with
grain. It's a grain so small that could kill a kid that size. It could kill anybody. Yeah. You have no chance.
My daughter just went to school, and I've told my son too. I'm like, because of you, Dave, and because of Jake, please, whatever you do not take a pill that somebody just gives you. Don't do it. And I think that now with Jake and this foundation that you've created in his name, I think you're helping a lot of people and a lot of parents and a lot of kids deal and talk to their kids about drugs and about like taking random pills. Oh my God. So what is the foundation?
It's jakesprojects.org is how you find it. It's all right. jakesprojects.org. And the foundation is set up 2 different ways. Jake loves sports, and Jake was coaching and helping kids at the time of his death. And so the money goes to helping families and kids who can't afford to play.
That's awesome.
It is always very expensive to play. You name the sport, whether it's hockey, football, baseball, the equipment's very expensive.
Yeah.
Signing up is very expensive. So we encourage people, please come to the website, jakesprojects.org, and hopefully we can help you out. If you want to make a donation, great, but we're really looking to help people out with the money that's already come in. And then, of course, there's the information part that we do.
It was something so tragic, something good is happening out of it. Yeah.
Speak whether it's at schools. I was at San Diego State just a couple weeks ago. My wife's in education, and we deal with law enforcement a lot. So we speak a lot, and we share the story a lot. We just don't want other families going through what we went through.
Right, and I think it's a lot more common than people would even think.
Yeah. It's out of control right now, actually.
Yeah. I used to work downtown, and it's so bad in the homeless community, and we would have them literally drop dead in front of our building. And it was awful. Like, all of a sudden, they'd be walking, and they would just, cops would come, coroner would come and say, well, it's another fentanyl. Wow. And we were like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
How's your wife doing?
You know what? I don't think we're ever going to be the same. I mean,
does it help talking about it frequently and often?
It's so I have an older son, Josh, and we all it hits you in waves where you don't even know what's coming. Like, I could be talking to you right now, and then 2 seconds later, I feel like my tear ducts are broken. Like, I wasn't a big time crier. Now all of a sudden, it just comes out like crazy. His birthday was last week. That's
God.
His birthday and Father's Day are the toughest days. But my wife can be having a good day. I'm having a terrible day, and vice versa. And we never kind of share with each other when we're having a terrible day, because you don't want to bring the other one down. Once you fall into that hole, it's hard to get out of it.
Has it made you stronger as a couple?
Actually, it has. I think it has. A lot of people said this is the kind of thing that breaks up.
Correct.
No, it has not. It has made it stronger. We actually just talked about this on our show last week. Surprisingly, we were there for each other. My older son, who now lives in Nashville, Tennessee, he did not leave the house for 3 years just to make sure his mom was okay. I was okay.
Wow.
What a good boy.
He, he stepped up big time for us, and having him in the house, not having Josh in the house might have gone the other way probably.
Yeah. Let's circle back to where you guys even met. How did you guys even meet?
We were at KFMB. We were there. And I was producing for Hank Bauer and was done. And Tracy Johnson.
Really?
Tracy Johnson said,
I love
want
him.
to put you on the air, said to me. And I said, okay. And he said, he goes, yeah, we're getting the Chargers, if you remember, Laura. I think you guys were already there, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I think you guys were there. And he said, yeah, we're going to put you on the air. So our first show was August 1st, 98. I knew Dave because he was our Laker reporter, but I didn't know him like today. And there were about, I think, 5,000 people watching us for our first show. We'd never done a talk show. And our first guests were Ryan Leaf.
Wow.
And Kevin Gilbride, the coach, two of the most difficult guys to come through San Diego. So, yeah, you're doing a live show, 5,000 people watching. But what a lot of people don't know is, at the time, Dave owned the show. And so Dave would sell the show, and then KFMB would undercut him by going and taking Sweetums away from you guys. And so we were broke. We were literally broke. And the only two guys that believed in the show were Dave and I, and it'll be 25 years.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
He borrowed money from his sister so I could pay my rent. That's how broke we were. And it's literally two people believed in it. So there's a great story. Jim Trotter covers the NFL. And I said, we've never had a fight. We went into contract negotiations together. And Jim said, what do you have left to fight about? You yell at each other on every show, which is pretty much true. But no,
boy, do I know your pain.
Right, you know it, right? but yeah, Laura, that's where it started. It started as a weekend show, and then we've been lucky to do national stuff. And
I used to love
podcast.
listening to you.
I brought this for you tonight.
You did
on Free
FM on 103.7, right?
Yes.
And I remember the day that you put me on. I was sitting in front of the liquor store.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that or if you knew that. I mean,
tell.
did you know I was?
And Dave could tell. Oh yeah,
you knew I was.
We knew you.
And he was whispering to me, because it's Laura. Like, he told me
So
why you were on.
Okay, that was at my worst when I was like, I would go to the liquor store after the Jeff and Jerry show, go get a Red Bull vodka, do a line, do all this crazy stuff, just to keep going. But you could tell that I was high.
We knew, and the thing was, Erik,
oh my God, how horrible!
No, you know the thing, Laura, we knew you.
That's embarrassing.
It shouldn't be. I hope not.
I don't think people knew it was you.
Oh
Jeff
no, they knew.
What was I doing? Was I like a?
No.
No, that's okay. You can. I'm over it. I mean,
I would say this: we knew your voice, but I think Dave and I absolutely protected you. We knew it was Laura Kane. We knew Laura was in trouble. But we weren't going to lead you down a path and try to take advantage of the situation you were in. No chance. But yeah, we knew that. And for me, what's ironic is,
was I slurring or was I like? Was I all over the place?
So I'd worked in bars, so you know what that sound is.
Okay.
But what I want people to know is, Dave and I did sports in the morning for Ted Leitner, and he was on the AM and you were on the FM. We had a great relationship with Jeff Detro, but Randy never really talked to anybody. Tommy never really talked to anybody. Jared never talked to anybody. But you were in the newsroom and were always great. So we loved you. So when you came on and we knew, but I didn't know you well enough to text you and be like, hey, are you okay? Are you struggling? Like,
thank you for protecting me. Thank you for leading me with questions to a good path.
Yeah, we protected you. But then when you went in was shortly before my sons were born. So as they approach their 15th birthday, I always know sobriety for you is
Yeah.
15, and
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. I mean, you guys are so entertaining and so good. And if you think they only talk about sports, that's not true at all. Like I think one of your last episodes was if money were no object,
Oh yeah.
what would you do? And what did you guys say?
Oh shit, I don't even remember. I mean, we forget those shows. You guys probably do the same,
yeah.
Erik, Laura, right? When you guys leave here 10 minutes later, people stop you. I had a guy today. I'm at a sandwich shop. The guy, I'm just ordering a sandwich. And the guy's like, Jeff Dotza? I was like, oh shit, do I owe somebody money? I was like, hi. And he's just like, I like the show. And and we don't do what you guys do. We're not video. But the guy's like, oh dude,
How
I know
did you
that
guys
voice anywhere.
get, what did you start off with, listener wise, and what are you at now? And how did you
the
grow?
podcast or on the
Yeah,
show?
because did it take a minute to get going?
We were kind of surprised. The thing that kind of, I think, put the show that put us over the top early on, we had Mark Grant on. Mark Grant's a very good friend of ours. And when Mark came on, the numbers went through the roof.
Oh, yeah?
And then after that, we haven't had Mark on since.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Yeah. but we're still really good friends with Mark. Just Mark's an employee of the pods. And sometimes we're critical of the pods.
Oh, yeah. So you got to.
We don't want to put Mark in a situation where it'd be bad for him because he's a friend, you protect him. But that's when it took off. And the guy was running everything for us out of his garage in La Mesa, was saying, man, we got crazy numbers. And then all of a sudden we realized that the numbers are big. And it kind of never really backed off. You know, for a while there, we were averaging, I'd say 5,000 a show. Now it's normal to see 55,000 a show. And we're going,
Wow.
and that's without the cameras, you know. But people are listening in their cars, or you see a lot of people that will stay up right after we're done recording, let's say 10 o'clock at night. We upload it immediately, and people will not go to bed until they play the show. And that's kind of cool.
Do you take any calls from listeners at all? Do you interact with the listeners? Because
No,
I'm
this
wondering
was
how
funny.
to do this.
We had two in last night. It was really funny. We had two girls that are part of Padres Twitter. And for us, it was really fascinating because they're beautiful girls and it's kind of young millennium. And how did the Padre games become the singles bar, right? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of where we thought the show was going to go. And then they came in and they were so great talking baseball that it became a baseball show.
Oh, yeah?
And it was so fun. You guys know. I mean, we used to write. Dave and I talked about this last night. We'd spend 2.5 hours every night when we did mornings writing notes and teases. You make yourself insane. Mm-hmm. And now we walk in and we don't have any idea where any show is going to go.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
It's
just a conversation.
Pretty much what we do too.
Yeah,
we might
that's
have a
right.
couple bullet points that we do, but we don't talk anymore because we have to save it for the show.
Isn't
I
that
always
funny?
tell, I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we do not talk during the week because I don't want to hear what's going on because I want to have an honest reaction.
So my texting that bothers her comes in great because it's just like, okay.
He's the worst
love
texter
it.
yeah,
in the world.
I'm horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'll write this big, long, like really emotional text, and he'll go, "Okay," like, all right,
Typical guy,
Yes.
right?
Oh my god! Like, and he texts with one finger. Now I understand why. Because like, do. That's why it takes him so long.
I am old as hell, so that's why.
You know what I think changed though, Laura?
What?
Dave says Mark Grant. I that was fun. We had the benefit because on talk radio, it's a 12-minute segment. You got to shut down for Laura Kane traffic, right? And then you got to do Sid's Carpet Barn. When Dave's dad died was the first one that I can think of. When Dave's dad committed suicide, they had unfinished business. And he came in. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
I've known him 25 years. He went for about 40 minutes straight. Didn't break. Talked about his dad. The emotion of it.
Damn.
And then shortly after that is when I moved out. And I had to drop off my son. First time not going in the house.
That is so
and
brutal.
I said to him, this is really hard for me. And as I pulled away, I saw my son bend over at the waist and start crying.
Oh wow.
And I was done. So I went on the show. I said, I'm a broken man. I don't know where I'm going, the whole thing. And the next day I had 67 direct messages from people. A lot of them we didn't like. They were jerks. But they were like, I don't have a relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Like any of that. And it absolutely changed everything. So then Jake passed away and it was the same thing. I mean, just the most unbelievable raw show
Right.
When a dad has to talk about his son who sat with us in that garage every night, had been with us 4 nights earlier.
Yeah.
And talk about the passing, and doesn't have to, like I said, shut down for traffic and weather,
Right.
and could just talk, no notes, raw, and people. I'll ask Dave. I've never felt anything like the way this community picked this up. It's amazing.
Well, you know, and I think people, listeners, like to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, where it's not just all jovial and joking around and stuff, because our listeners really rallied around me when my mom died. She died of brain cancer, and there was a lot of family stuff, you know.
Right.
And
did you share all that, Eric?
I did. Yeah.
It's
some of it.
therapeutic,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
And
course.
I thought, I can't be the only person that this is happening
Right.
to.
Right.
And so a lot of people came out and said, I had the same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really surprising to hear, and how lovely people were.
If you guys wanted to, could you just do the podcast and make a living?
If we were interested in selling it, but we're both so.
I mean, yeah.
damn.
we have
What do you
adver-
mean
we
by
have-
that?
Well, we have advertisers.
Yeah.
We have advertisers. We we get paid a couple different ways. We do a Patreon thing. Where
Oh
you have
yeah, the Patreon.
subscribers.
How do you do that? Like what do
So,
you do? What
well,
what do
the-
Patreons get?
So they just get the show. Don't ruin this for us.
Come on, Laura.
I'm sorry. I want to follow in your footsteps.
So here's the deal. If you want to hear the show right away, you're a Patreon subscriber, and you get the show right away. So if we do a show on Sunday and Wednesday, as soon as like 5 minutes after we're done, it's already on. But if you want to wait for the show, you're going to have to wait till Friday to get the show for free. Well, sometimes people go, you know, it's not exactly outdated, but they want the show as fast as they can. So we have a whole group of people that will pay that $5 a month to get the show immediately. And then, of course, we have the ones that will take it for free. But it's $5, and they always say it's well worth it. They don't complain, and
It's only $5. I mean, come on.
that's what I say. So it's worked out well. But then we also have our advertisers that haven't left us since we started in 2017. It's the same
That's
guys.
awesome.
Really?
Yeah, no one's,
Same
no
guys
one's
for
taken
5
off.
years.
Who? So shout them out.
Yeah, Dan Williams is a finance guy.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Curry is our real estate guy, and Alan Taylor is our pool guy. So they all kind of work together.
Oh, that's cool.
Dan gets your finances. Brian helps you build, buy your house. And then Al Taylor will build your pool. And then Kyle Fluker, our website guy, who put together DaveandJeffShow.com.
Right.
And I think helped you a little bit as well, or was going to. But yeah, and they're family.
Yeah, because we have the domain, the LauraKaneAfterDark.com, but
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with it.
Kyle Fluker. I'm
Yeah,
telling
we'll
you,
get you
he'll help
covered.
out.
Okay.
Great guy.
Okay. Because you guys, that's where you load it, right? You don't have to load it from Spreaker and then it goes here and there. You just load it on your
I do it through Patreon first, then through SoundCloud.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Then
SoundCloud will put it through.
So does this mean I don't have to do an OnlyFans?
No, you still have to do that.
Still do it.
We still need money.
Fans demand it.
So, what is the future of the Dave and Jeff show? Do you think?
Oh, that's funny.
To be honest with you, I think it keeps going. Like, honest, you know, it's funny. About a year ago at this time, Jeff's like, honestly, he's like, I think we might be done because what else are we going to talk about? Well, something always comes up.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I know.
We're talking about JV football. We're talking about, you know, what's going on. And my kid just bought his first house. There's always something going on.
One of the Kardashians has another baby.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Eric can laugh about it all the time. I've never missed an episode. Honest to God.
The Kardashians?
Yes, he kills me all the time. Honest to God, I've seen every Kardashians and I never miss a Real Housewives of anything.
Oh, my God, really?
What?
And I used to be a big
Wait a
Sweet
minute.
16 fan.
Oh, my God,
So
Sweet
he
16.
kills me. He
Hold
kills me.
on. I'm about ready to build a shrine to you in my house. Are you watching Beverly Hills?
Of course. You kidding me?
Okay, sorry,
I thought you were
Laura.
gonna say
Oh,
Joe's
my
Halloween.
God.
She does not watch it.
Well, because I got rid of cable, and so since then I haven't really searched it out. But I do watch 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, whatever.
Anybody?
Anyway.
Anybody? Okay. Darn.
So are you Team Kathy, or do you think she really
No, I'm
flipped
against
out?
Kathy. She flipped out.
Yeah, I think she did too.
I'm Team Kyle all the way.
Yeah, I like Kyle.
Do you like Kyle? The
Yeah,
last
I
I
like
heard, Kyle was she was not the fan favorite.
Well, she came from. It was always interesting when there's the girl on the show that starts off as the poorest becomes
Yeah.
the richest, and now she's the wealthiest
Yeah.
one on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
she is?
Yeah, and she was
Oh,
the
yeah.
one like Bethany on New York, Housewives of New York.
Yeah.
The one they all made fun of, but then she's the one that became the billionaire.
So did you hear what just posted on Instagram?
What happened?
It's all the housewives that have been victims of Lisa Rinna's wrath.
Oh, really?
And they're all doing that.
Yeah, everyone's turning on Lisa Rinna.
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna or Lisa
No,
Vanderpump?
Lisa Rinna.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
What did she do?
Yeah, what did she do?
Well, she's been like a little witch, stir in the
Is that
pot.
all
Stir.
real? Or is it like wrestling?
No, it's all scripted.
Yeah, right?
For sure.
There's some real stuff. You
Yeah.
can't. They're not that good of an actress to fake some of that stuff. You know?
Yeah, because Lisa Rinna cried when her mom died this season, and no tears came.
No, none.
Are you kidding?
There's so
20
much
minutes for
Botox
one
that
tear.
those tear ducts are sealed shut.
It was disappointing.
That is fake.
But did you see the last episode where Kyle and Kathy are there and Rinna shows up? Didn't she look like one of those Funko dolls? Like with the spiky hair and that pulled back face and the almost Michael Jackson nose. No. Yeah. Oh,
Who's the hottest housewife?
It's Dorit.
yeah.
I knew you were going to
Dorit
say
has
that.
the
I
best
knew
body.
it.
That's
She
Dorit.
does.
Dorit's pretty hot. Yeah.
The funny thing about Dorit, she was raised in Connecticut, but she speaks with an English accent.
She does.
She's a trip.
Kind of
She
like
is a
Madonna
trip.
when Madonna went through her English roses phase and
Johnny Depp.
Pip pip kitty-o. Yeah. That whole thing.
What guest is your dream guest? Who's your dream guest?
Besides us.
Yes, I know, right?
I'd love to have you guys back. I mean, we've been lucky. I think Dave would say it. What started the podcast is we got fired at KFMB because we wouldn't break the union. And they circled the petition. Kyle Kraska circled the petition. And Austell. And we told the story. I went on. I was like, who gives a fuck? So we outed these guys. And at that time, Kraska would be down doing live reports. And how Dave and I have connected with this fan base in the South Bay, I have no idea. We are so thrilled that we've connected with the gay and lesbian community.
Oh,
which is,
nice.
We love it. It's great.
Yeah.
But the guys in the South Bay, Dave will tell you, you guys think Dave is huge. These guys are like face tattoos. And they would get in Kraska's face and fuck you for what you did to Dave and Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So,
Man.
but when Kyle what was really wild is when Kyle got shot, and I'm with my kids at a park, and I look and I see a tweet that says, does somebody know where Dave and Jeff are? And I'm looking at it as a dad, like, look, I had a falling out with the guy at work. I don't want him dead. I don't want him shot.
Oh, my
that was a
God.
cheap
Right,
shot.
That's rude.
And so we're on the air the next day, and we said, look, out of respect to Kyle and his family, we're not going to say anything. We wish him all the best, sincerely. All-Star game, a couple of weeks later, he comes up to me and Dave, and he's like, we haven't talked to him in 14 years. And he said, hey, man, can I have 30 seconds? And I was like, yeah. And he said, you guys can hate me forever. But I asked around and said, who are the only guys that did it right? And I heard it was you two. And I wanted to say thank you. Yeah. And so I said, yeah. And he came on, and we did about 2 hours.
Wow.
But, for me,
How awesome.
but for me, Erik, like, we'd been fucked over enough times in radio that by that one. Mm-hmm. And at the end, he started crying. Like, we went off the air. I hope I'm not, talking out of school. And David and I were like, oh, shit, that was great. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. And he really said, guys, I didn't know. I didn't know when I was doing that for Ed Trimble.
Yes. Yes.
Laura, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I didn't know. And he said, not only the guys screaming in my face that they wanted me, and he's like, I'm really sincerely sorry for what happened.
Sometimes it really pays to take the higher road, you know? And
it's not as much fun.
It's not. It's so not. It's hard.
Yeah, we started at a station, ESPN 800. And I swear, how Dave and I ever got another job, we burned every bridge in town. We had no idea that show could go away, and like we might have to go. We killed the Chargers. We thought it was just the funniest thing. Our bosses didn't speak English. Literally didn't speak English. Dave will confirm it. So they heard us laughing. So they're like, "Oh, it must be a good show." So we're literally just napalming everybody in town, and then they're like, "Hey, we know we owe you $5,000. We'll either pay you." And cancel the show, or you can just keep going. We're like, we need the money. They're like, okay, we'll pay you, but you're fired. And David and I are like, shit, we're different bridge in town. But we got back. But Laura, as far as a guest, I don't know that we're really worried about guests anymore. Like last night, having two people that don't do it to come in and try to make them as comfortable as they can, where they're having fun and talking and sharing stories, that for me,
you guys make it easy. You make it really easy for your guests.
Yes, that's the best part.
My two dream guests would be, it's changed obviously over the years, but Howard Stern.
Oh my God, I love him.
And it's funny going through what we've been through the last few years, and he's just looking for sweet people and compassion. Jimmy Kimmel is one.
Oh
of
yeah.
Oh yeah, because and
I
they're
like him
super
a lot.
tight.
and yeah, they're super tight. But
Yeah.
honestly, I'm done looking for certain kinds of people and more compassionate people. The other day, not to name drop as we do this, but I don't know if you know who Steve Kerr is. He's the head coach of the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
And I was getting on an airplane to Chicago, and Steve Kerr was right with me. We're getting on the plane at the same time. And Steve Kerr is worth millions of dollars. He lives in Del Mar, even though he coaches in San Francisco. And he's the nicest guy going, but he uses his platform all the time to talk about gun violence.
Yeah.
And people get really upset with him. You know, they make it political. And I'm like, he doesn't have to do it. And I said to him, hey, man, I just want to say thank you for showing compassion.
Yeah.
And he said, that means more to me than saying congratulations on winning the championship this year.
Oh my
And
God!
so-
Wow.
But that's where I'm at. I'm just looking for nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done
for
with
sure.
everything else.
Yeah.
Telling stories. I mean, Wednesday this week is a tough day because when I went through the divorce, my dad introduced me to a woman named Erica Lee. And she ended up, like, I was broken, man, like as broken as anything. And I had great people like Dave and my kids, but still.
Because you weren't expecting the divorce, or
No, it was that. It was just being away from my kids.
Yeah,
number
well,
one.
yeah.
With all respect to their mom, because we get along fine. But being away from my boys. My dad introduced me to this woman named Erica Lee who came into my life and completely rebuilt me.
was she your girlfriend?
No, she wasn't. She was just somebody that had a vision for doing media and doing things for kids and wanted me involved. She knew my dad. She thought big, very energetic. She came to our event, spent like $2,000 for charity. And she really slowly started putting me back together. And then at the end of 2018, she got involved with somebody that had run a Ponzi scheme. And this person stole $12 million and $300,000 from Erica's family. She was Chinese.
Oh my God.
So the FBI started saying, tell us what you know or you're going to prison. And she's telling me I don't know, but I could see my friend changing. Like I could see this high energetic person changing. And from the Chinese culture, the punishment has to outdo the crime. And unfortunately, in March of that year, she took her own life.
Oh.
And so Wednesday is her birthday.
I've seen your posts.
Well,
Yes.
what's pretty crazy, and you guys, again, you talk about the podcast, and so I'll write about her on Wednesday. And what I often try to do on those is I will say, check in on a friend, because there are so many people out there that are fighting a fight every day. I fight it, Dave knows it, and they just, so many days they feel alone. We do a podcast a week ago last night. Fun, goofing off, a couple of jack-offs that we are. And I get in the car, and somebody incredibly close to me calls me and is in tears and ready to commit suicide.
Oh no.
Hour and 45 minutes, man. And I don't know. I told Dave, you get that call, you better be ready.
Right.
And so we just talked and kind of tried to flesh it out and figured out what the root of it all was. And, I said, hey, how many people have said, hey, if you need to talk, I'm here. And they're like, yeah, what? Like, well, get them laughing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and just say, this is where I've been. These are the paths I've walked. I've never, Dave and I always say it, I've never been suicidal up until tonight. I hope I'm not that way tomorrow. So I come back and we do the show Wednesday night. I was like, wow, that was pretty wild. I just went through it. And Saturday afternoon, I'm with my kids in Ramona. They're doing a movie in the park. We're getting ready to watch Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd. Somebody that worked on our show that I have not talked to in 2.5 years. I look down at my phone and it's them. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Hour and 45 again.
Oh my.
Wow.
And it's just, those are the things,
Yeah.
Erik, you asked, and Laura, you asked. I could never, people always say, oh, go to 97.3. All respect to those guys, I would never go back.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I can't do what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, with the breaks and all that.
Yeah, and so a friend of mine said, hey, maybe you're doing the wrong thing. I said, no, I have 2 people that came to me because the friend said the other day, crying, hysterical, you always say check in on a friend. And I knew if I called you, you'd answer.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there
Yeah.
for 2 hours and went through everything and just go.
Sometimes people just need to be heard.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
know they're loved. Just to know they're loved and that they
Yeah.
matter and to try to find something to laugh. But really, most importantly, to find a reason to keep fighting. And that's what we did. And it just, this friend of mine said, I haven't talked to her in 2 years. She said, every time you write that post, just know there's somebody who sees it and it's me.
Right.
I'm like,
Oh my
man, that's better than
God.
that.
That is nothing. You've done your job.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
are doing what God has put you on
Right.
this
So
earth
for
to do.
anybody watching this tonight, it's Erica's birthday on Wednesday, and I did check in on her, and it was the one time she didn't answer the phone. So I left her a 2-minute message. I said, I love you. I got you. You're going to be an incredible comeback story. The next day, which ended up being the day she took her life, I got a text message. Hey, I got your message. I love you too. She parked her car. This is why suicide's so crazy. And this is probably, we can do this a different night. But, respectfully, putting something on Facebook and this bullshit like, hey, leave this up for 10, it doesn't work, man.
Right.
She talked to a family member who said, come over and have dinner. She said, I will be there at 7:30. She parked her car at her uncle's restaurant. She wrote a note, said, don't tow the car, the battery's dead. Because she's Chinese and beautiful in the culture of being polite, she put her driver's license, her Kaiser card, and a $100 bill in the pocket of her yoga pants. She walked 7 blocks north. I know it because I've done the walk about 17 times. She walked through a homeless encampment. She was a amazingly stunning, beautiful woman, nails, hair, everything. So when I see that she walked through this and she climbed over the bridge on the 101 and jumped to her death in LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, it's, it changes you.
Yeah,
Laura,
it
when
does,
you said the
for sure.
divorce, nothing has broken me like that. Because she put me back together and I couldn't do it. And it's not the machismo riding on the white horse. It's not any of
Right.
that. I just know where I was when she came into my life, and then I watched her change and not being able to change that. And I miss her every day because I wish she knew this me, not the guy in 2018.
She does.
Yeah. Oh,
for
well,
sure.
that's, yeah. I mean, just real quickly, her birthday 2 years ago, I was there. This is kind of fun. Her birthday, I'm there at Forest Lawn. She's right by Paul Walker.
Oh, yeah.
And,
oh, wow. Nice spot.
yeah. And, man, I'm struggling. And a friend of mine, friend Joe Carlo in Toronto, who's amazing, says to me, Joe said, walk me through the night. Erik is here. Where are you going? So we did this whole thing. I was like, and I'm doing it via text. We're at Dantana's. We're here. We're doing all these different things. And it ended. It was like a 15-minute exercise. And Joe said, where are you now? I said, we're at a club. And she said, what song's on the radio? And I said, Blinding Lights. Cinco de Mayo, 20, I leave Dave's house. We do a podcast. I'm on the 54. Guy in a Ford Bronco does a 180 and hits me head on at 75 miles an hour. I get out. The CHP says to me, and this is no hyperbole, CHP says to me, and the ambulance guy says, dude, you should be dead or laid out.
Holy shit.
My ex-wife shows up, takes me to the hospital. This is 100% true. We get in the car. She starts it up. A song ends, and Blinding Lights comes on.
What? I love it.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I got a promotion at my job. I get in the car. I hit Spotify, Blinding Lights.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
my
I
God.
love
And so then
this.
it was the anniversary of her death. I went back to Forest Lawn. It was a cold, windy day, and a ladybug comes, jumps on my leg, and goes into the nook of the jeans and sat there for 15 minutes. If you know the Chinese culture, the ladybugs
Yeah.
protect you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Laura, she's
Oh,
there.
my God.
But I
I
would just
love
say
this.
this to anybody. If you are, Erik, if you're thinking about your mom or anybody's thinking about somebody they miss, please, when you hear Blinding Lights, think of them.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
Think of them, Erik. Think about your mom or
Yeah,
somebody you
that's
miss like
crazy.
that you don't have a connection with. Because
Yeah.
I know Erica would love to share that
I
connection.
love that story.
Kind of
That's
wild, right?
really
Oh,
cool.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you guys go, okay, first of all, it's the DaveAndJeffShow.com. You can
Yeah.
get all their podcasts are all up there. How many do you have now? Over 400, is that right?
Way too many.
You guys been doing it, and you put out 2 a week?
Yeah.
2 a week.
And what days do they drop for normal people?
Usually Sunday and Wednesday.
Sunday and Wednesday? What's up with the Padres real quick? Anything? Like, what's happening?
Just
I don't...
not a Padres fan. I take a lot of shit in this town because
You're not a
I'm
Padres fan?
First, no.
You
I
are?
root for the Pods.
Okay.
'Cause I've lived here for 33 years, but I was born in LA, so I've always remained.
Same
a
with
Dodger
me.
fan. And so people always go after me, and I bring it on. But on Twitter, I just antagonize them. So they call me Diablo, and so they go after me. Jeff's kind of doesn't help out. And so people go after me
terrible.
nonstop. Like my
That's
phone.
slander.
When I look at my phone tomorrow morning when I wake up, there will be 100 fuck yous and 100 eat shits.
Oh my!
All the time.
That's just from me and Erik.
And eat shit nonstop. But be honest, my feeling, I'll answer first. The Pods go to New York for a 3-game series. They're going to face 2 of the best pitchers in baseball, and my feeling they're going to lose.
Oh.
So they're the wild card?
They're both
They got it?
wild cards, but New York gets to host all the games.
Oh, okay.
But New York has 2 outstanding pitchers that I think will knock the Padres out.
So I have a question. I was picking up dinner the other night, and one of the TVs, I was like, wow, those are really bright outfits.
Yeah.
Is that really the Padres' new?
The City Connect.
It's the Friday uniform.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know they're really like neon
And
colors.
people love them.
Yeah,
What did you think of America? Laura, do you
I
like
love
them?
it. I love it.
I thought they were interesting.
They're like Easter
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, they are, right?
I was like,
Yeah.
they all look like they're going to a rave.
Yeah.
You know?
Sherbert. It's ridiculous.
It is. It
It's
is
completely ridiculous.
big time.
Let's call it what it is.
A buddy of mine has a sporting goods store in Toronto and can't keep the hats. in
I
stock.
know. Can't keep the.
Can't keep them
The
in stock.
Well, listen, jerseys
I will
either.
say this: anything is better than that poop brown and butterscotch color that
That is
they.
The old
very-
school.
You're better than that.
Right.
You're better. Laura's broken you, and I'm sorry.
I know. It's all her fault.
I'm with Erik on that.
No, you
There's
know what I
nothing in
think?
your closet that has those colors.
It's so ugly.
Nothing in your closet that has those 10 colors.
No, just brown and
Let's
brown.
go back to the
Ugh.
uniforms we wore when we lost almost all the games. That makes 0 sense.
Oh, this guy. Erik, Laura, you know it better than anybody. This town loves a party. The town loves it. They come together and they rally, right? I mean, you guys were a huge part of so many of those. So, yeah, I think Dave's been wrong about a lot of things in his life. I think he'll be wrong again this weekend.
So you're taking the other side.
Sure, why not? I live here and I love that team. I'm not like him, front runner.
Do you think they'll beat New York?
No, but I'm going to act like I think they will. But no, you know what? If they did and they came back here, look, this town's been through a lot.
Yeah, I know.
This town's been through a lot.
It'd be
And
cool, huh?
It'd be great. And I was out there yesterday, and we talked about the 2 fans yesterday. The whole scene has changed so much. And it's great. What the Padre ownership has done, committing the money to bring star players here, what they've done with Petco Park between the food and the drink, man, it's...
And the events and stuff. Yeah.
It's really great. And Pete Seidler, I mean, my God, what an amazing guy. 2-time cancer
Who's that again?
survivor who has done so much.
Who's that again?
Peter Seidler is the owner of the Padres.
Oh,
Laura.
okay.
And there were days...
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought you were
that's
asking
fine.
me. I was
No,
like, I
no.
don't.
No, there were days when the Padres payroll would be about $50 million, and he's got $30 million committed to Manny Machado. He's got $300 million with Fernando Tatis. He's
That
got
makes
more
me
money.
kind of sick that
No, I
they
know,
make
but-
that much money. It's too much.
Payroll's $230 million this year.
It's
That's
too
ridiculous.
much.
Laura, how much is Adele making?
Adele,
Yeah.
she's probably worth like 60 million, maybe.
Because we've always paid for entertainment.
Yeah,
Even the depressed,
true.
we paid for entertainment.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Motley Crue and Def Leppard made every night that they did that tour?
No, what was it?
4.68 million or something.
Come
like
Every
on.
night,
Yeah.
a night.
Really?
Every night.
The
What
biggest-
about our boy Ricky Rocket and Poison? How much did they make?
I don't know.
$150?
Probably.
Damn it.
Hey, so you're active on Instagram. Erik loves Instagram. I saw it before the show. Okay, here's the craziest thing going. LeBron James makes $550,000 per game. Okay, he makes $500,000 per Instagram post.
Oh,
You mean just a
What?
regular post
Just
or
a
a sponsor
Well,
post?
it's a post, but because he throws sponsors in once in a while, but it's per post.
Oh my God! You know what?
Holy
I
cow.
will literally wipe myself with a Sweetums wipe if that will get me $500,000.
I know.
you better be ready to follow up.
I'm gonna whore myself out right
You
now.
better be ready to follow up, tough guy.
I was like, pucker up,
That sounds a
everybody.
record.
What?
People watch this show. We're not in rehearsal, man.
I'll wipe my pits. I don't care.
You are dangerous.
Dave and
Told
Jeff,
you, rein
I
it in.
freaking
You
love
get
you
out of
guys.
control
We love
on
you too.
this show.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are the
Laura.
best.
Thank you so much for having us.
I love
Appreciate
it. I appreciate you guys being here. Oh, we do a thing at the end where we say a phrase. Will you guys say it after me? Then you, Jeff. Then you,
Yes.
Dave. Then you.
Maybe.
No, don't.
Will
do,
you tell us the name of your organization again before we?
Yeah, it's Jake's Projects.
.org, right?
.org, and that's where, again, we're trying to help you out. So if you're in a
Yeah.
situation where it's expensive to sign up or equipment, whatever you can do, we have the money to help you out. So
Or if you
it's
know
a-
of kids in the neighborhood that want to play sports that can't afford the glove or the cleats or the pads,
love
please
that.
put pride aside. Let us help out. That's what we want to do.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Put your pride and your ego
Yeah.
aside
Yeah.
and do it.
Do it for the kids.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
we'll help you out. We'll take care of it.
I love it. And you know what else? Love your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
It's your turn.
I love your podcast.
Nope. Said it wrong.
What?
Love your podcast.
Oh, God. I swear to God, I feel like it bottomed out. Love your podcast.
I bottomed out.
People used to say, hang on, can I tell you this? People used to always say, hey, are you Jeff and Jared? And I said, no, we don't cry on the air.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
snap.
Am I getting invited back? Probably not.
Yes, you are.
I said, we don't read poems to our wives and cry on the air.
Oh, my God.
But shit, if I did, I might still be married. So what do I know?
Right?
Sorry.
There you go.
You needed a cap.
All right, David, it's your turn.
I love your podcast.
No, you said it wrong.
Come on.
What am I supposed to say?
Love your podcast.
Love your podcast.
Wow. Now you know how I feel.
Just
like
end
you
it
meant it.
already.
I gotta let you know behind the scenes here. He knows. You probably could tell. So here's the deal. I'm on severe asthma medication. It's on a time release, and then can you feel me shaking the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm shaking.
You're
He's probably
nervous.
thinking,
What's
this
the
guy's gonna
matter?
stroke out. No, I'm fine.
Oh.
But it released like during this whole interview, and he's probably thinking when I leave,
guy's on
this
crack.
guy is shaking nonstop.
He was so nervous to be around
And
us.
DT.
That's how normal people react when they sit next to me. Since we have guests
Yes.
that I love,
Oh, yes.
love your podcast.
Love you, my sweet babies. Bye. Bye, guys.